This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by trainer Jamie Moore here in Manchester. Jamie, a nice local week for yourself this week. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, Sam, mate. You?
Very well, thank you. Let's obviously get into it. The debut of Pat Brown, a lot of talk about an exciting career to follow. Jamie, what are you hoping for? What are you expecting from his first bout as a professional athlete in the boxing world?
Mate, I'm just hoping it goes as everyone expects. You know, it's certainly the way he's been performing, training, sparring. His mindset's sort of bulletproof. He's very, very strong-minded, and it's going to be exciting. If the sparring, what he's been doing, is anything to go by, it's going to be an exciting little journey.
A last-minute step-in replacement-wise, a change in opponent. What can you tell me, and what do you know about his new opponent?
Well, listen, it's so difficult getting the right type of opponent last minute. Luckily, it's his debut, and there's no massive expectation of anything too tough for him, so it wasn't that difficult. But we wanted to have someone who made sure that he was coming to have a go at winning, and that's certainly what we've got. This Argentinian kid, he's no mug, he comes and has a go, but that could be his downfall because coming looking to have a fight with Pat Brown, I don't forget them well.
Is that something which, how do you actually look to manage that? Because as everybody's been saying, he's a very entertaining fighter, he's going to be fan friendly. With that comes a risk. Obviously there's a risk of him getting hit, maybe fight not going the way that you wanted to as a team, but how do you try to manage that, especially on his debut when he's going to have a very noisy crowd backing him?
Yeah, I think one of the things with people with the type of style like Pat, you can't have that expectation that they're not going to get hit, because he's going to put himself into the firing line where he puts himself in positions where they're going to land. You know, vast majority of the time, hopefully, if we're doing our job right, they'll be on the arms and gloves, or his head's moving, he's just sort of slipping on the outside of it. Then he's putting himself into the position where he can get his own shots off, and that's what makes that type of style more appealing to people, because it's more exciting. You know, there's more entertainment. He can really whack. You know, his body punching is coming on really, really well, and you know, a lot of the time it's natural. He doesn't do it in a nasty way, but some of the times when he's been hurting opponents in sparring, he just comes out of the blue because it's just natural to him. So it's a good problem to have, and he's found himself in positions where he's had to navigate sparring, where he's had to sort of work on other things so he can improve his game all round, like defensively, so making him step off and not throw shots and just defend himself. So if it was more competitive sparring, or he wasn't getting his own way, he might not find himself in positions where he has to improve in other areas. So it's a good problem to have, and it's just about managing it in the right type of way.
Jamie, we're doing this interview before the press conference starts. I'm sure there'll be a few words exchanged between Vuong and Jordan Flynn. It's finally here, a grudge match. It's taken a while to finally reach this point. We're only a few days away now, or a couple of days. What do you expect, and how much does this fight mean to Cameron because of everything that's happened in the build-up?
Well, I've just said this in another interview. What you've got to, I believe he doesn't get the credit he deserves, Cameron. He's had 7 fights, and the fights he's been involved in up until this point are by far exceed the vast majority of any other prospect coming through, especially at his age. You know, you expect it with people who have been on GB for years and are turning pro at 27, 28. You don't expect it of a 20-year-old who's turning pro so young, fighting someone like Gavin Gwynn in his 7th fight, who's an ex-European champion. Unheard of. So you know, it wasn't an easy fight, but we never expected it to be an easy fight. And it was a close fight which could have gone either way. I still believe he won it by a round. I understand people don't think he won it, but the fact of the matter is, no one's taking those type of fights at his stage, his age, his experience. So I believe he deserves a bit more respect than he has been getting. This fight is caught people's imagination because there's that rivalry between them, and it's been cancelled a few times. And I just believe that, the same as I believe before it was made the first time, that Cameron's an all-round better fighter. He's got a better engine, and he's now equipped better because he's had the experience of having a hard 10-rounder with Gavin Gwynn, who gives anybody a hard night's work because of the way he fights. So I just believe that Cameron's all round as a fighter too good, and the experience in the last fight put him in much better stead to do a better number on Jordan Flynn.
So you got Alfie, Middlemiss, Tudsbury knocking about as well. Busy week, a busy weekend for you.
Yeah. So Connor's on the undercard as well. I think he's on early doors before the bell, and then Alfie Middlemiss is on the week after on the Frank Warren show. So busy.
Jamie, just whilst I've got you, obviously this past weekend, We saw George Kambosos Jr. victorious in again a late step-in replacement against Jake Wiley. A lot of talk about him versus Richardson Hitchins if his cook can heal up. Before we bring Jack Catterall into the equation, what did you make of Kambosos' performance?
I haven't seen it, to be honest. So I did mean to watch it because obviously I saw on social media him and Jack sort of going back and forward with each other talking about fighting. I thought I'm gonna have to watch that back just in case that happens in the future. So I didn't see it, but by all accounts, those scenarios are never great because late replacements. Everyone assumes it's going to be an easy night's work, but the fact of the matter is it's a drop in grade of the opponent who's not had much notice, and then all of a sudden they're in there with someone they've got an opportunity to change their life, so they're massively up for it, and it's a big drop in sort of expectation for you. So they're always difficult to navigate. So I'll watch it back, but I haven't. From what I've read, it was quite a sort of settled, lacklustre performance. Got through it, got the job done, and he'll move on. And that's definitely a fight what we've been interested in for Jack.
I've seen over social media, Jack engage and Sam Jones engage about potentially, if say Kambosos isn't fit, Jack would step in and fight Richardson Hitchins. Again, it wouldn't necessarily be the fan-friendly, stylistically type of fight that people would want to see, but anything that you've heard on that front end of fight, would you be happy to see Jack jump straight in with Hitchins?
I'd be happy for Jack to jump in with anyone at world level, and that includes Hitchins. Like you say, stylistically, I'm not sure whether it's a good blend for them both, but it's certainly a fight. If it's for a world title, then we'd certainly be up for it. I'm not too keen on the IBF title. I just don't like the £10 limit, because my belief is once you've officially weighed in, it shouldn't be anyone's business what you weigh after that, whether you're £5 heavier, £10 heavier, £15 heavier. Once you've officially weighed in, you've weighed in. So that's obviously a discussion what we need to have, because it's just an issue. It's a hindrance what you don't need, and I'm sure like conversations have been had in the background over the years with the IBF, because none of the other sanctioning bodies incorporate that rule. And it's a bit of a silly one, so we'll see. But I'd certainly be up for that fight if it came up.
Just to end on, because I feel like we're about to start. Eubank Ben, you mentioned you don't like rehydration clauses. There is a rehydration clause in that fight. How much of a factor do you feel like that will play for Junior, obviously making weight the morning after?
That could be could be the factor, because in all honesty, if the only way I see someone, I've said this loads of times as well, weight divisions for a reason. And a good big one always beats a good little one. And I just feel like Eubank, the only way Eubank will lose is if he's weak at the weight, and that might be the reason why he's weak at the weight. So it could be a big part of it.
Who do you think wins? What's your prediction on that fight?
I just feel like Eubank's the bigger guy, and if he's strong at the weight, then I feel like he should win. But that's the big question: is he going to be strong because of the clause?
Jamie, I appreciate your time. I've just heard 2 minutes, so thank you. Hopefully it doesn't all kick off. If it does, I expect to see you breaking everybody up.
I'll be studying at the back, don't worry about that.